Hello, my name is Corrin Gani. I lead the Church of the Path in Austin, Texas, and today I'm going to talk about delayed gratification. Now, we have needs and we have longings that we are impatient to have satisfied. We have a longing and there is a delay in its satisfaction. There is a time lag, which creates frustration, impatience, despair, forcing, anxiety. Now let's take a look at this idea of instant gratification. Let's say your needs, your longings were instantly satisfied, that there was no delay, that you had instant gratification to any wish, any need, any longing in your life. Now, what would be the consequence of this? There are multiple consequences. One of them is that you would retain no memory of the longing. Nothing would need to be learned. There would be no motivation in you to move, to do, to seek, to challenge yourself. Any movement would be associated then with pain. And so numbness becomes cultivated. This can be seen in idolized indifference. In the rich, the very rich, where they are privileged, where they have pretty much instant gratification to all their desires, you can see this indifference in them. A deified indifference. When a decision is made by you in your life only to experience this state of instant satisfaction, any frustration that you experience becomes intolerable. And there are consequences to this demand for instant gratification, this decision only to experience that state of instant satisfaction. What happens is the person goes on strike or on work slowdown. Any kind of effort becomes now perceived as being painful, and as such, it is continuously and by all means avoided. And this is where retirement mentality comes in. Retirement mentality is cultivated. The mentality that I've got it made once I hit 65 because I can quit and vacation all the time. Or the lottery mentality is cultivated, where I want to strike it rich. So again, I can sit around and not have to work or do anything. In that state of desire for instant gratification and demand for it, we believe that life should be served to us on a silver platter. There's a refusal to put in the necessary effort. We make ourselves perceive that any longing is seen as a frustration, and that the work involved in bringing about satisfaction to any longing is seen as unbearably painful. You may want to look within yourself to see, hey, maybe there is a part of me that is demanding instant satisfaction in this area of my life, whether it be in a relationship, in a friendship, in my job situation, in my finances, my debts, my health issues. Where am I demanding instant satisfaction? Where am I not tolerating frustration? Now let's look at the opposite. What happens if a need is allowed to activate, is sustained, and it's allowed to find its own self-satisfaction? What happens when there's a delay between need and fulfillment? What if there is a lag between longing and gratification. What happens if there is a journey that you have to go through between your need and its satisfaction? Now there's a delay. What does this delay do? It creates a longing, which is a humble experience, a humbling experience. I long. I need. I patiently sustain my efforts and my work. I am steadfast. This revives prayer. Because what is prayer in its essence? Prayer is an aspiration. Prayer is a longing. That sustained longing, that delayed gratification, helps remind us of God. Because the point of life is to attain Him and at one with Him through diligent work, through our life, through our journey, through our struggle. There's a beautiful proverb that comes from the Yoruba tribe, a Nigerian tribe, and it says, "The snail has no hands. The snail has no feet. Gently the snail climbs the tree." This kind of attainment that we are looking for, this satisfaction, will only happen if we ourselves seek it. When there is a delay in gratification, the person will remember that struggle, will remember that voyage, will remember that path that they frayed to find satisfaction, to find gratification. And that is a beautiful memory that is born. That is a pleasant memory. This memory of the struggle, this memory of the thirst, of the longing, and what you did in the struggle. You may think of the times of your life when you had no money and what you would eat, ramen in college, or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or tons of eggs because they were cheap. Now you look back at this and you may laugh and you may smile and you may think, yeah, I was trying to save money and I was doing what I could. And there is pleasure and there is happiness associated with that memory. It's not an unhappy memory, the memory of that struggle, the memory of the path that you frayed to satisfaction. So that is a happy memory, a pleasant memory. That memory in and by itself will motivate you to more effort. Isn't that a beautiful idea? The memory of your struggle, the memory of fraying the path to satisfaction will motivate you to future effort, to more effort. Effort becomes associated with pleasure. And therefore, movement becomes associated with pleasure, not inertia. Inertia is not associated with pleasure. Movement is. Pleasure becomes associated with aliveness, not numbness. This is a benign circle that is formed. You fray the way to satisfaction through your struggles. You create a pleasant, beautiful memory of that struggle, even if it was painful, even if it was hard, because you know that through that struggle you refined yourself, that you were challenged, that you grew through that struggle. And that is a pleasant memory. Real life, dynamic life with its efforts and its roadblocks and its things to overcome will be seen as a blessed fruit from this place, ready to be bitten into. Now that's the goal of life. This is the beginning of becoming one with God. I worship God. I long for God. Not to gratify me, but I long to become Him, to raise myself to Him, to inhabit my God self more and more, to inhabit my own divinity, that spark within my higher self. I long for God to become Him, to raise myself to His level, and that's the way I experience Him. Now, what is the point of life? What is the point of life if it is not to become? If it is not the journey? If it is not that voyage? What is the point of life if there isn't anything that you have to overcome? What is the point of life if there isn't anything that you have new in yourself that you have to create? What is the point of life if there isn't any new happiness that you have to introduce to the world? When you overcome, when you achieve, you create happiness in your own unique way. You have frayed your own unique passage. And that knowledge becomes a part of the information bank available for others to create their own happiness. It becomes a part of the Akashic record. This is how I created happiness. This is how I did it. This is my roadmap. And it is available to you. The universe owes you nothing. You owe the universe. This is why you are here. No one owes you anything. You owe it to yourself. So go and get it for yourself. This is the only ethical way to be. So perhaps at this point we can go inside and take a moment to consciously remove the part of you who has the expectation for someone else to do for you. When you remove that expectation, you will suddenly feel an urge of vigor and aliveness to do for yourself. God bless.